Okei, eli moi, me ollaan täällä Microsoft TechNet-tapahtumassa ja tässä on Albert Shum. Could you introduce yourself?
Sure. Hello, Helsinki. My name is Albert Shum. I lead the Windows Phone design team.
Okay, so just a few questions. What was your first mobile device or?
Oh, wow. Yeah. I think that was back in 93, 94. I think it was the Nokia, I want to say 9200 or something like 9 series. But
okay.
Yeah, I think it was the Nokia phone.
So how was your feelings back then about the device?
It was great. It was a candy bar phone. I remember it was red, and it was very well, for me it was my first phone, but it was also very small.
Yeah.
It was the first one I could afford, and it was very how do I say? It felt very good in the hand.
Okay.
Right, very sturdy proportions. That's what I just love about Nokia phones. It just feels good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how about if you compare it to today's technology? How do you see it now?
Oh yeah, back. I feel like an old man now. Back then, a phone was a phone. You make phone calls, and that was
right.
it. Whereas today, it's a phone it's one feature. It's a feature, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, it's almost like this idea of. We've always had this it's like science fiction. Watching movies.
Yeah.
This idea of having this personal device that just knows you, or I don't want to say personal assistant, but the phone is probably the most personal piece of technology you have.
Yeah.
Like I always say, people go to bed with your phone, you wake up in the morning with your phone, the phone is with you almost 24/7. Versus, back then a phone was something you just needed when you needed to make a phone call. So it's changed so much in terms of how we use this kind of personal device.
Yeah. So what kind of phone or personal mobile device do you have nowadays?
I have too many phones. I have too many devices, and I use everything. And maybe as a designer, it's kind of like if you're designing a car, you want to make sure you try many different cars, or get inspiration. So obviously, I use iPhone, Android, BlackBerry. You want to make sure you understand the not just it's not about competition, just about hey, there's a lot of important things you could learn or be inspired about technology. It's not just one way. It's like a different way. There's many different ways to design.
Right.
So for me, I use a lot of different products just so that keeps me having different perspective. So.
What do you think? What is the next big thing?
The next big thing is it's kind of it's something we've been working on. It's about how. Well, at least I like to think, it's how applications work with each other. So in some ways right now, when you download an app, it's just, I need an app when I'm in Helsinki, and that's it, right? But the idea of actually having to download, shouldn't just the app just appear?
Yeah.
And because it knows you're in Helsinki?
How
do you be smarter about how apps work with your life?
Yeah.
The idea of I have to download 1,000 apps and then manage apps?
Yeah.
That just seems very... a lot of work, right?
Yeah,
Managing folders, it's like putting stuff in your closet and then when do I need that app when I go to Helsinki? That's very laborious. Can it be smarter? Can it be better? So the idea of apps interacting with context, interacting with each other, mashing up apps. How do you make apps that, the idea of hey, what are your apps versus my app? How do you actually share apps?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of opportunities there.
Yeah. So you mean the mobile device wouldn't only interact with you, but also with your surroundings?
Yeah, totally. And I think that the awareness of context, being smarter about your context, knowing that, hey, I'm at work and these are the apps I need for work versus these are the things I need at home or for entertainment. Back to this is it's a smart it's smart. It's your companion. It's something that's with you. And it should know you, and it should serve you, versus you having to, manage. I think that's what we want to get away from. So.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. You want to add something?
I love being in Helsinki. It's my second time, and I just wish I had more time to be here. And, it's always fine. Well, like I said in my presentation, we're all in this together, and I want to hear from people in your blog, people about what you want to see in Windows Phone. How can we make it better? But more importantly, go make something good. Like I want to make sure, you know, as you're in school or if you're developing or if you're starting up something, make it better. There's always a better way. So hopefully people can keep on making better products.
Yeah, one interesting thing you said was that you said that somebody had used Microsoft Kinect to make proteses.
Prosthetic, yeah. So, like, those are things what I mean by making it better, like taking technology and having an idea and saying, hey, I could use that technology for making something better.
Yeah.
Don't just say, hey, I want to use Kinect to play games. Use technology to create new experiences, to solve new problems, to create, I hate to say this, but it's what makes designers, or we want to be designers because you want to make the world a little bit better.
Yeah. Right. Well, thank you, Albert Shum.
Yeah,
it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.